And resetting the timer here so we have everything all set up and ready to go. Again, my name is Andy Grider. I am a business coach and business consultant. Ran into Lenny, the Ink Man Green, the architect and founder of InkWay, as well as Green Concepts and AccuBright, our wholesale division, probably a little over a decade ago when Lenny was a guest on the business radio show that I had. He was one of the most entertaining guests we ever had, and we had people writing in saying, this is the entrepreneur's entrepreneur. This guy gets it. He understands what it's all about to be in business for yourself. And, you know, honestly, after working with Lenny for over a decade, I have to agree. He is one of the most amazing people as far as inspiring folks and getting them ready to roll in their own business as anybody I've ever seen. He's developed a great model here with InkWay, whether you're a distributor, as an elite distributor, or you're a founder, or whether you're looking to just be a customer and save 50 to 75% on your ink costs. Any way that slices out and rolls down here, you're going to find out a lot of great information tonight. You're going to figure out how to save money while you're making money and how to grow your business as you go. We've got 5 to 9 different ways for you to get paid. And we'll start out by taking a look at what a business should actually have in it. Again, as far as it's all concerned, and by the way, hi, Selena. Hi, Teresa. Thank you both for responding in the chat. Hi, Steve, as well. Hi, everybody else that's out there. There's too many people to actually go after in a whole overall greeting. But I appreciate everybody for coming out from around the entire world. Actually, we've got people here from New Zealand, from Australia. We've got people from Thailand. We've got some folks on here who are from Europe. We've got some folks on here from Canada, some folks from Mexico, and some folks from the United States. So it's a really great feeling to see such an incredible hodgepodge of people out there who are all here for the same purpose, which is to build a business that you can be proud of. Now, we talked about what do you want to look for in a business model many, many different times. So I'm going to kind of fly through this part. I want to get to the actual training part of this as we get on to the rest of the presentation. But you know, there's a lot of things you're looking for when you set up your own business. I've done advising for folks that are looking at franchises, for folks that are looking at getting a license for a business. Those usually start in anywhere from the 5 to 10,000 on the low end, all the way up to the couple million on the high end. We're not talking about anything at that level here. You're talking about being able to get in for as low as $49.99 a month. Okay, and then I'd say the average investment is around $1,000 per person. But when you look at it, you want to have a disruptive model in an established market with a high quality product. Well, disruptive model, we have launched the only direct sales ink distribution network in the entire country. That means you're the only people out there who are going around the big box stores, going around the box retailers, going around all the other folks that are selling ink in the, how should we say, a patently normal way, to be the person who people are connecting with. That comes down here to the cause that people believe in. You're an established market, okay? There's $70 million spent in the ink and toner industry every single year at this point. It's a growing market in that it's supposed to go to $130 billion between now and the end of 2020. It's basically 3.5 years from now. High quality product. Well, we win the eye test when we take our inks and put them in our printers, the competition's printers, and we run them up against the same printers with the competition's ink in them. We're winning 9 out of 10 times on the eye test. So 9 out of 10 times when we print out something with our ink versus the competitor's ink, people pick us. Now, I've had a long talk with people about what does price competitiveness mean. Well, price competitiveness usually means that you're in the ballpark of the other guys. When we're beating the competition by 50 to 75%, I'm not sure if that's competitive anymore, but it's certainly an advantage to you as you build your business. Now, a wide customer base, let's talk about that for a second. A wide customer base essentially means that there's a lot of different people I can sell to. Well, with 2 printers in every house on average and 7 printers in every business, using both inkjet and toner, you have a very wide customer base. In fact, it could be said that almost everyone is your customer. Almost everyone. Certainly there are exceptions to that rule, but I'd say it's at least 9.5 out of 10 people you meet are going to have a printer or have access to a printer or have access to an office with a printer at a very, very minimum. We'll talk more about how green technologies ties into this, but there is a much increased want to reduce the carbon footprint, want to save the planet, want to do the right thing so that you're not throwing stuff in the dump and the landfill on a constant basis. We'll talk about why that ties in and how that helps you as a business owner within InkWay when we get a little bit further along in the presentation. You want compensation in various forms. Okay, folks, let's think about this for just a second. When you run a normal business, when you open up a franchise, when you open up a license agreement, there's usually 1 or 2 or 3 different ways you might be able to get paid. Within the InkWay model, there's 5 to 9 ways. Currently, there will be a 10th way, a 6th and 10th way moving in here in the future as we start to expand the model. There are all sorts of different ways to get paid. There's all sorts of different ways in which you can actually make your original payment back either plus $200 or plus $2,000, and I'll show you how that happens a little bit later on in the presentation. Just stay tuned and we'll get there. Now, the other thing I tell people to look for when they're looking in a business, who handles the support? Who handles the product support, the tech support, the training? Oh my goodness, the stocking, the shipping, and the handling. If you're not paying attention to that, that's a lot of stuff that ends up on your plate almost all the time. In our case, we handle all the product support, all the tech support, all the training, both for you and your customers, all the consulting for your customers, and all the stocking, shipping, and handling. You don't end up with a garage full of stuff that you don't need and you're not sure when it's going to sell. We handle all of that for you. We give you 9 different ways as a founder and 5 different ways as an elite distributor to get paid while we handle all of this. We also take care of the marketing materials, the education, and the support. A lot of times when you buy into a franchise or a licensing agreement, they say, hey, here's your licensing agreement, here's your storefront, here's the signage we want you to use, good luck. Here's a couple brochures and a couple other things you might be able to pick up. You've paid tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, in some cases dollars, to buy into these franchises and licensing agreements, and you get a better level of support marketing-wise with us than you do with them. What do you pay here? Maybe $1,000 to a couple $1,000 in, depending on how many founder units you pick up, and $49.99 a month. I don't mean $499. I don't mean $4,999. I mean just under $50, $49.99 a month. So low entry price point, you can start at $49.99 a month if you want to get started and you don't have a whole lot of money on hand. You can also get started for around $300. You can get started for around $1,000. We'll explain how all that happens and how the low monthly operations costs actually are paid back to you every 6 months. We're also going to show you how you have ability to begin today. All right. Now, why build a business? Well, if you look at the CNN reports that are out there, there's a decrease at $400 per month for the average American family. Most people are not making what they were 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Why? Well, there's less control than ever over the stability of the day jobs. Towers Perrin, one of the biggest HR recruiting firms and research firms out there, shows that 58%, that's over half of Americans, are worried about losing their job, not just something changing in their job, but losing their job if the economy changes. That means if you're okay and your partner or spouse is okay, then probably the folks across the street or the neighbors to the right or left of you or somebody you know in the Little League or somebody else is tremendously worried about it. In fact, both of the spouses or both of the partners may be worried about it. It may be that you or your spouse is worried about it and you're not quite really willing to admit it to yourself. I know I've been in that position. I know I've looked at it and gone, yeah, I'm not really that worried, but secretly I was worried because I didn't know what would happen if the economy shifted. It's always a smart idea to begin to build a business in the background. Well, so how do you do that? You pick an industry where people are getting fleeced, people are getting ripped off, and people are looking for a change. So when you take a look at what you're spending per gallon, I didn't know this when I first started out working with Lenny. I had no idea how expensive ink was. And quite frankly, the cost has gone up. It was $6,000 per gallon, $6,000 per gallon when he and I started working together way back when. When I first became a distributor for InkWay, started referring people to my website, started showing people how to save money while they were making money, it was $6,000 a gallon. Now it's $9,000 a gallon. Look, we get mad when the pumps go up over $4 a gallon. We're all happy now that they're down to $2.25, $2.50, $1.75. wherever you're at living at, I've seen them range. I drive up and down the East Coast a lot, and I've seen them range anywhere from $1.75 all the way up to $2.75. Out in California, it's probably $4.50. Even that's low compared to the $6 a gallon they were up to in many, many cases. When you get down to the ink, you're looking at $9,000 a gallon, and it doesn't vary a whole lot unless you're using our services. Our ink costs 8 cents a milliliter. Theirs costs $2 a milliliter. You end up looking like this guy on the screen, kind of bug-eyed, kind of frustrated, and just a little bit crazy. So why would you want to do that? When you can save money and then also save the planet, why wouldn't you take the time to share this with everybody you know? Most people are very, very conscious of the idea of not adding to a landfill, becoming somebody who refills, reuses, recycles. If you can show them a way to reduce their carbon footprint and save money, set 50 to 75% off what they're paying at the retail stores, and then not have to throw those cartridges in the landfill. Okay, not have to take those toner drums and throw them in the landfill. You're going to show them how to save incredible money over what they were paying before and reduce their carbon footprint. Most people will pay attention. Look, there's 30 cartridges sold per second. It's a huge landfill issue. If you lined up those cartridges end to end, they'd circle the earth 3 times, and that's from last year, not this year. That's insanity, folks. Think about how long it takes to take a flight from here to the west, from the East Coast to the West Coast, or the West Coast to the East Coast, or overseas, over the Atlantic or over the Pacific. And then realize that you're not even talking about that far. You're talking about that times the whole way around the planet 3 times. That's a lot of ink cartridges. When you consider the industry is going to go double the size it's at now, you're looking at almost 60 cartridges sold per second. If I get to a point where that's the numbers I'm looking at and I'm an ink salesperson, I'm going to hammer this home every single time I talk to someone who runs an office. And guess who's running offices these days? The people who are running offices these days are the folks who are the millennials and the Gen Xers. They're the ones who are truly all about refill, reuse, recycle, and becoming an eco alternative, joining the InkWay revolution. More and more people that you talk to are going to care about that. They're going to say, hey, I can save money and do this. That's awesome. It helps us live up to these other bonuses we're looking at in our building. We're going to get lowered rent because we're doing eco alternative type of things. We're going to get a better deal overall with our clients when we can say, hey, we don't, we recycle everything here in this office. There's, again, there's a whole niche market that centers around that, and it's a growing niche market. All right. Now, a lot of people have said to me, well, that's great, but I'm pretty sure you don't have a solution for my printer. I have an old printer. I have an off-brand printer. I have a printer that dinosaurs might have breathed on. All right. It doesn't matter. We have a solution for every single printer out there. It's all high-quality ink or high-quality toner that produces brilliant colors. They're crisp, they're clear, they're long-lasting. Take a look at the picture on the screen. You're going to see one of the pictures we printed out with our own printers using our own ink. These are not special printers. These are not high-end printers. They're a typical printer bought off of a big box store shelf. And in each case, using our own ink or our own toner, we're able to print those pictures and then scan them back in and put them up here. Okay? Take a second to think about that. Not only is there a solution for every printer, but pretty much every one, as we said earlier, is a customer. You can go with the left side on the personal side of things. That's school kids, parents, seniors, teachers, hobbyists, photographers, all sorts of people that use this in their regular daily life. Whether it's printing out pictures from the weekend of fun they had with their parents or with their friends, all the way through to printing movie scripts like my son is apt to do on a regular basis, all the way to the right side of things where you have a whole plethora of businesses. It doesn't matter. They could be large or small businesses. They could be attorneys. They could be doctors' offices. They could be realtors. They could be appraisers. They could be mortgage brokers, insurance agencies, churches, nonprofits, schools. The list goes on and on. If you know someone who uses ink, and we'll bet you do, you have a potential customer in your hands. Again, not everyone, but a lot of people are looking for a better deal on ink. Most of them buy at the big box stores. Most of them buy at the discount centers, and we can usually save them anywhere between 50 and 75% off of what they're currently spending. Now, speaking of that, we told you we're going to show you how to make money while you're saving money. Well, we're talking about making money with other people while you're saving money for you and the folks that you care about, whether that's your friends, your family, your coworkers, the folks around you in business. It doesn't really matter. But we're going to show you how you actually make money. At the beginning of this, I mentioned you can become an elite distributor or a founder. We currently still have founder units available. And this is the next step to getting paid 9 different ways. Now, when you come into a business in just about any sense, there's almost always different places that you can get your foot wet and put your foot into the water. Some of them are really the deep end, as it were. You're putting in a lot of money, you're putting in a lot of faith, and you're putting in a lot of time to say, yeah, I want to give it a shot. There's other places where you might have like a 4-foot level entry. Very rarely do you get the 2-foot level entry. Well, in this case, we give you a 2-foot level entry and about a 5-foot level entry that gets deep pretty quick once you decide to take it that way. So as a founder, you have a chance to actually come in, and I'm going to show you this, okay? You come in, you put in $1,000 per founding unit. Well, for each one of those founding units, you get 4 of the ink refill stations. Each one of those, if you look at number 7, is worth $750 each time you go through the refills with other people. If you figure that's 4 times 50, that's 200 refills, that's 50 printers at 4 cartridges a printer that you're refilling. That means you have to refill 50 printers in order to realize a $2,000 profit. We're going to send you 4 of these. They're worth $750 a pop. You're putting 1,000 down. You can do the math. 3,000 minus 1,000 is pretty simple math. That's a $2,000 profit right out of the gate. It is the way in which I recommend every single person in this company get started. Start as a founder, pick up as many units as you feel like you can afford, and then start refilling for others to make your money back and a lot more. The key to the point is, as you start to become a refiller for other people, as you start to become known as the ink man or ink woman for your town, you will start to pick up the 10% bonus on all web store sales. Because some people are going to say to you, hey, you have a website I can order from? Instead of having to come to the Starbucks or local sandwich shop and have my cartridges refilled every single week or every single month or every single quarter or whatever it is. Yeah, you know what? I do have a web store. Here you go. Here's my web store address. Well, bonus number 6. Some people are going to say, hey, I want to do what you do. I want to become an ink man or ink woman. I want to be able to refill cartridges for other people and get paid for it. Well, now you have a chance at bonus number 6, which is the $80 referral opportunity bonus. Okay, and bonus number 12, which is the founder refer bonus. In bonus number 6, you get an $80 referral opportunity bonus, $40 up front when they become either a distributor or activated founder, and then $60 on the founder refer bonus at $60 one time if they become a founder. You get that $80 up front, and then 6 months later, as long as they've stayed on and paid their $49.99 a month, they're going to get another ink refill station, at which point you will get another $40. Now, let's take a look at bonus number 1. Bonus number 1 is only available for founders. Another reason I highly recommend people look at foundership. 1.5% bonus return on purchase price. Now, I want to be as clear as I can with folks on 2 things at this point. I'm not trying to sound at all like a curmudgeon. I'm not trying to sound like a hard ass. I'm not trying to sound like a mean person. But I want to make sure that we're all very, very clear. Founders have to be activated. Look at the bottom. Now, the July 1st date is passed. But between now and the end of August, August 31st of 2016, you need to activate to pay your $49.99 a month. If you do not do that, you will no longer be eligible. It's stated in all the founder agreements that if you are not paying the $49.99 a month, you are not eligible to, you're not an elite distributor, and therefore you're not eligible to share in bonuses number 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Bonus 1, again, is that 1.5% bonus return on the purchase price. You don't want to miss out on that. We are a long way from making it there. Let's be honest. We're not anywhere near the amount of distributors we have to have in order to make it there, which is one reason why you want to drive traffic. Bonuses number 3 and 4, we will release the first company profit share and the matching company profit share pools at the end of December. But guess what? If we don't have input from you and we don't have traffic coming in from you and sales coming in from you, there's not going to be a whole lot of profits to share, even though it's both between InkWay and AccuBrite. Look, I've got some pride here. I don't work for AccuBrite. I work for Lenny as part of InkWay as the voice for these webinars. I'd like to make sure InkWay brings in more at their 20% than AccuBrite, which is the catalog and big box store side of things, brings on their side. I see it as kind of a competition. I want our InkWay people to be motivated. I want us to go after this. I want us to drive as much profit into these pools as possible. We'll explain how they work as a founder here, and you'll understand why you want to look at that. Now, again, distributors or founders each get 10% on web store sales. Each get the $80 referral opportunity bonus. Each get the ability to refill for other people. Each get the founder referring bonus at the bottom on bonus 12. They each get shares of the elite bonus pool. Well, how does that work? Well, that $299.94 that is there for the cost of an actual ink refill station, we take $32 or thereabouts, $31.50 out of each one of those and put it back into the elite bonus pool. That is split directly between the number of distributors and founders we have. It is the one pool that's split company-wide. Founders are the only ones that take part in bonuses 3 and 4 with the company profit sharing pools. In bonuses 9, 10, and 11, everyone has access to these, whether you're an elite distributor or an activated founder. Unlimited tech support, which helps you refill for others and helps people call in and get advice they need, not just on ordering the right kind of ink cartridge or the right kind of toner, but also on figuring out what printer to buy, which ones can use refillable, reusable, recyclable cartridges or non-recyclable cartridges, really. Each person's going to get a listing on green.ink, which is the Uber of ink and toner. We'll explain what I mean by that in just a few minutes. And you're going to get access to the on-demand training and tools from InkWay University. InkWay University is a evolving piece to what we have here. We'll talk more about what's involved and what is included in that. And we're working currently with some of the folks who are already founders or are the distributors on helping them put together some campaigns to be able to launch this out to their networks. We're happy to talk to you. All you have to do is send us an email at ceo@inkwayusa.com, ceo@inkwayusa.com, and we'll be glad to discuss, or Mark, M-A-R-C. You can talk to our head of customer support as well at InkWay USA, MARC@inkwayusa.com. Either way, you may end up talking with me on down the lines, just depending on how things go. But it's going to be Lenny, Mark, me, or one of our other folks who handle the technical aspects of what's going on and the marketing aspects of what's going on. All right, let's move on to the next slide here. Now, I want you to think about this. Somebody said to me the other day, you said low startup costs and low monthly operation costs. And I pointed out to them at that point, if just 8 people become distributors, elite distributors underneath you, I'm not even talking about becoming founders. I'm talking about becoming elite distributors. Your monthly business expenses are covered. That $49.99 a month that either a founder or an elite distributor is paying is covered for the entire year. You want to be sure you're driving in new business. And look, here's why. Let me give you the quick rundown on this. We all are looking for extra money, whether it's that $400 that everybody seems to be shortfalled or whether it's more. If you just refer 10 people in who become distributors each month, you're going to make an extra $400 a month on that aspect of the company alone. If you refill a printer a day at 25 printers a month, you can make an extra $1,000 on top of that. If you refer $2,000 worth of sales to your website, that's another $200 because you get 10% as a bonus. We handle all the stocking, shipping, and handling. Then let's say you refer 25 people. That's 7 people a week to the webinar. Let's go ahead and take that up from 10 to 25 people. That's not really that big of a deal when we have Wednesday night webinars at 8 p.m. Eastern, Thursday webinars at noon Eastern. That's something everyone can make either in the evenings or during this lunch break in the middle of the day, or before coffee is over in the West Coast, those kind of things. At $40 each, that's another $1,000, and that will repeat 6 months from now. So you're looking at a base level right there of $2,200 as a distributor. Now, as a founder, you're sharing in 20% of the company profits of both InkWay and AccuBrite. The 20% gets split into the full 4 pools as 4 divided by whatever the profit line is. In Pool A, founders with at least 1 unit share in Pool A. Founders with at least 2 share in Pool B. Pools A and B, I should say. Pool C, founders with at least 5 units share in pools A, B, and C. And Pool D is kind of like a winner-take-all. It is purchasing founder with the most units takes the entire batch of Pool D. Now, Pool A, B, and C, and D are all equal numbers. So if there's $50,000 in each one of those pools, everybody with at least 1 unit, or 1/4 or 1/2 of 1 unit, gets their proportionate share in Pool A. It breaks up by far by the most. Pool B, you need 2 full founder shares. That's $2,000 worth of investment into the company, and you'll share in pools A and B. Your Pool B check will be a lot higher. Pool C is for folks that have really decided to ramp up and actually take an interest in what we're doing here. So founders with at least 5 units share in pools A, B, and C. Again, A and B will be lower than your C. Pool D, and we have enough founder units left, barely at this point, for somebody to come in and become the largest purchasing founder with the most units. They can take everything from Pool D. That entire amount, if it was $50,000, that would be yours to take along. It's a way to pay yourself back pretty quickly for any investment you happen to make as far as building your own business. A lot of people look at it as, hey, I'm putting in for my licensing fee, I'm putting in for my franchise fee, and I'm going to work to bring that back. Now, I want to make sure I'm clear, okay? We will help you as much as we can, but it comes down to the simple fact of, are you willing to work? This is not what I call a coattails business. No business really is. Most businesses require you to work from the get-go. Most businesses require you to pay attention to what you're doing, learn to talk about what you're doing, involve other people in what you're doing. If you're an insurance agent, you go out and you talk to people about what you do. You make sure you mention it because you never know when they're going to need insurance. Now, when you get to the world of ink, quite frankly, most people need refills on ink a lot faster than they usually need insurance policies. Most people need refills on their toner in their office maybe once a month or once every 2 months or at worst once a quarter. If you start landing businesses that make recurring revenue for you, landing businesses that start ordering once every 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, whatever it happens to be, you start to build your own funnel of business that's recurring, that is residual recurring revenue. Now, in an attempt to help you reach out to people like this, to help you reach out to other folks who might want to become distributors or founders, to reach out to people who might want to become customers, we bring you InkWay University. InkWay University has LinkedIn training to go after the other businesses, has social media training to go after the customers there. It has landing pages and capture pages through Opportunity Launch. We have marketing tools like videos that are both generic, which is, and when I say generic, I mean that they're tagged back to InkWay. They're tagged back to inkonline.net. If you want them customized, we can do that for a very small fee. You can get your own videos done for the whiteboards. And what happens there is pretty magical because now you have one for customers and one for distributors that you can send out to your network. And you can say, hey, if you're interested in this, come to the webinars on Wednesday nights at 8, Thursdays at noon, and we'll add ones as we start to get calls for certain times and amounts that people want to jump in for. Now, landing pages and capture pages. A lot of people when they start a business have no idea what the heck I'm talking about when I say those. A way in which to do that is to show somebody the video for this opportunity, say get yourself out to this webinar at 8 o'clock on Wednesday night, and then they put in their name and their email, and guess what? You can follow up with them. This is all through Opportunity Launch. It's pretty simple to get involved. If you want to know how to get involved, again, CEO at InkWay72716 or hit us at Mark, M-A-R-C, at InkWay72716. We will get you the link back for Opportunity Launch so you can sign up. Now, a couple other things that we're doing as things evolve and expand here. We're doing that interactive LinkedIn training, the interactive social media training. When people tell me where things go from there, we can build that out and take it from there. We give you the listing on Uber, the Uber of Ink. Now, when I say the Uber of Ink, I mean because it's kind of like Uber in that it's a disruptive technology and an established industry. Uber has taken the taxi industry and turned it on its ear. We're taking the ink industry and turning it on its ear. We're helping people find you by zip code. So when somebody comes in and says, I'm in the 30032 zip code or the 17038 zip code, then somebody can say, hey, that's my local ink man or ink woman. I'm going to call them and find out how I go about getting my cartridges refilled. Or I'm going to go on their website and I'm going to order directly from them. There are apps available on the iPhone and Android and more, and just like Uber, they find you. Steve Orlovich, you just asked where's the app. Quite frankly, as far as that's concerned, we're rolling those out. I think you should be aware of that. I believe you've actually even helped develop the iPhone app and the Android app. Both of those are both coming out as we speak. The idea of Green Dot Ink is launching. I don't think I'm being unclear about that. If I am, then let me reiterate. When you sign up as a founder and distributor, these are things we are moving towards. InkWay University exists. The LinkedIn training and social media training is on demand. The landing pages and capture pages are through Opportunity Launch. That's available now. The videos as generic are available now. If you want them custom, that's available very, very soon. All you have to do is let us know. We'll let you know what the cost is. You can figure out what you want to do from there. Now, again, with Green Dot Ink, there's a listing that's provided for free for you as part of your monthly fee, your $49.99. I'm going to explain why the $49.99 is actually not a monthly fee here in just a minute. But as far as it's concerned, you get the listing on the site. We do the advertising for Green Dot Ink. You get to leverage time. You get to make money. Again, the apps are available for iPhone and Android. Steve Orlovich, who's on this call with us here today, has actually developed one for the iPhone. I believe he's lined up to develop one for the Android. And like Uber, they're going to find you. They're going to punch in their zip code. They're going to say, hey, who's my local ink man or ink woman? And then we go from there. Now, how do you get people motivated? Well, and how do you get yourself motivated? Let's go ahead and hit that first. And then I'm going to go ahead and drop back and talk a little bit more about what I was just starting to say there. The best way to do this is to begin by inviting people that you know who are looking to start a business, looking to pick up a couple hundred extra to a couple thousand extra dollars a month, and are willing to do some work to do it. On Wednesdays at 8, Thursdays at noon. You want to advertise your website and your ability to refill for others. Those are two of the better money makers within this system, outside of bringing people to the webinar. The other two ways in which you do this is you generate business so that those pools in the end of December and the end of June actually have money in them to distribute. You want to begin advertising your website. You want to begin advertising your ability to refill for others. You want to begin by working on asking simple things like, where do you buy your ink? And do you know how much ink costs most of us per gallon? Because honestly, most people don't know. Most people have no idea how badly they're being taken. Most people do buy their ink at the local big box store or the cost containment store or whatever else it is, the warehousing store. They're even at the prices they get at the warehousing stores and the club discounts and things like that, you can still save 50% working through InkWay. You want to begin leveraging our marketing tools and resources to help yourself. Start sending out those whiteboard videos to people you think might be a good customer, or out to people that might want to own their own business. They're all very helpful, and even though they point back to InkWay, just tell them to get back in touch with you. Tell them to check in. We try to check in everybody that comes through the website. We ask them how they found us. I know that might be hard to believe, but it's one of the first questions the reps ask. When there's a consultant on the line, one of the first things they want to know is, how did you find InkWay USA? And if I find out, hey, I got an email from Steve Orlovich or Teresa James or Selena Brantley or any of the other number of people, Don Shortledge or Scott James or Simon or anybody else that's on this webinar tonight, much less, and that's just running down the first bunch of names that I see on the screen in front of me, but much less all the people that I know have attended these in the past and are pushing traffic to us. If you haven't already been tagged, and I'm going to usually know by your phone number or your last name when I punch it into the system, hey, that's one of Steve's customers. Hey, that's one of Teresa's customers. That's one of Selena's customers. That's one of Don's customers. That once somebody's a customer of yours, they're tagged for you and they're yours for life, period, end of story. If they come in and somehow they come in through off of an email you have and they didn't follow your link in because they followed it maybe from the whiteboard video or something like that, we will ask them, is it possible somebody could slip through the cracks? I'm not going to lie to you. Sure, it's possible. It's not likely, but it's possible. Okay. So I've taken up enough of your time here. We're almost at the 30-minute mark. And I've taken up a lot of time here talking about what's possible with InkWay. I want to talk a little bit about how to start talking to people about this. Asking people at the PTA meeting, at the soccer gathering, at the family reunion, at the picnic, at the group gathering, come up, over here at the end of summer, there's a pool gathering. Where do you buy your ink? Hey, I just started a new business. We sell ink. We get it at really remarkable prices at high quality ink. We'd love to talk to you about how I could help your office out with saving money on that each month. Hey, you have to buy ink each month normally anyway, right? Right. Okay, boom. Then you talk to people who say, hey, I want to be able to do this for other people. I want to be able to do this for somebody who is interested in forming their own business. Well, great. Get them here to the webinar. Again, every Wednesday at 8, every Thursday at noon Eastern. If you can't find the link for some reason, or when you forward your email to them, they can't sign in. Remember, you have to sign in with a laptop or a desktop, and you have to have the actual link. The link is embedded in the emails each time now when they go out, because we've had some problems for folks with the actual sign up button. I'm not quite sure why, but it's been an issue for a few folks, and we want to make sure that each person can sign in. So I've been adding that link into each one of the invites that goes out. So take the link that's in there, capture it, copy it, send it out to folks you know who you want on the webinar with you. They can become an elite distributor for as little as $49.99 a month starting today, and start earning money off their web store and off their ability to bring other people in. If they join up as a typical distributor, they're going to get an ink refill station right out of the gate, and then they're going to get another one 6 months from now. Each one of those allows them to profit the $450 over the $300 they put in towards it. So it's an immediate profit right into their pocket in the first month or two as they refill up to about 15 different printers, 60 different cartridges, 50 different cartridges in that range. You're going to make anywhere between $450 and $550 in profit. Now, again, I told you, as a business coach, a business consultant, an evaluator, however you want to call it, I really recommend you look at the founder units that we have available. You want to talk to us about that while we still have them available. They're the best thing going. If you're currently a founder, you might want to up your current position. But if you're also currently a founder, the other thing you have to do, and if you know other people that are founders, if you know other people, there's 500 of you that are out there, a very small percentage of them have activated so far. Activate means you're paying $49.99 a month, and you're going to get an ink refill station once every 6 months. Okay, I said earlier how that pays for itself. If you figure it out, 6 times 50 is 300. Those cost 300 a pop. We're giving you all the rest of this essentially as gratis. We're giving you all the training, InkWay University. We're giving you the listing on green ink. We're giving you all the other pieces as a part of your business. All the tech support, product support, shipping, handling, stocking, all of it comes as part of what you get. The $49.99 each month pays for you to get a new ink refill station once every 6 months. And no, there's no option to say, no, I don't want it, and you don't have to take part. We don't work that way. Everybody has to have skin in the game. Everybody has to be able to move forward together. And founders have to activate by the 31st of August. If you don't activate, then we will take that as a sign that you're stepping back, and we will find someone else to take over the founder position for you. I can't be more clear than that. We are looking to ramp up the company, but we can't do it with folks that are sitting back and being inactive. We can't do it with folks that aren't taking part in the company. We can't do it with folks that aren't bringing folks in. We desperately need people to be involved. And if you're not willing to be involved, then you probably need to look for another opportunity, because we need people to be activated. It's not a huge commitment, but it is a commitment nonetheless. You need to be activated. It is part of the original founder agreement that you need to be an elite distributor in order to be qualified to earn your money. In order to be qualified to earn your money, which means the bonus pools, which means the 1.5 times return price, we're actually, how should we say it, grandfathering everyone in, because we understand there's been a huge gap between the original launch and now. And we're trying to make sure that everyone's taken care of. The original agreement said you had to stay active between whenever it started and now. A lot of people didn't. We're trying to grandfather you in and give you a break and let you get started again now with us. So I can't stress this enough. If you haven't activated yet, CEO at InkWayUSA.com or Mark, M-A-R-C, at InkWayUSA.com, your name and your phone number saying, I want to activate, in the body of the message, and activate in the subject line. Again, activate in the subject line, goes to CEO at InkWay USA, or to Mark, M-A-R-C, at InkWay USA, to the stuff that's on the screen right now. It's the easiest way to get hold of us. It's the easiest way to make sure you get a call back quickly, and we will get you activated and moving for $49.99 a month moving forward. If you don't do that by the end of August, then again, we will have to move past that and start to look at reselling that founder unit. It is a forfeiture at that point. It is part of the contract. It says it very clearly. And again, I'm not trying to be hard. I'm not trying to be difficult, and I'm not trying to be mean. But I think anyone who's a founder in this company needs to be able to take part in growing their own business. It needs to be able to take part in building those profit pools, building that model, building this company. If you're not willing to do that, then we need to find people who will. So give us the email now at ceo@inkwayusa.com. Let us know your name and your phone number so we can get you activated if you're not already. If you are activated already, start inviting people to come to the webinars. Start letting them know to come out Wednesday nights at 8. Thursdays at noon will start to turn into a training webinar more as we move forward. We're going to do more of that tomorrow. There will be a lot more information about training than there will be about the opportunity itself. And we'll start adding in other places where you can get information. These are all also recorded and available for you and for folks to watch on the InkWayUSA.com channel. If you go to InkWayUSA.com and there's a little TV icon in the middle, if you click on that, that'll take you to the YouTube page where we have a lot of the more recent webinars uploaded. Make sure somebody watches one from the last couple months, because that's where you're going to find most of your information. And then take things from there. We'll walk you through any of the options you want. We can get you started for as little as $49.99 a month. We can get you started, like I said, what I recommend as a founder, very easily, very quickly, and get you moving and get your 4 ink refill stations out. So you can turn that around. And even if you were to resell them to family and friends at the $300 wholesale price, you're still making back your original money plus $200. If you refill for others, you're making back your original $1,000 plus another $2,000. You're making a $3,000 pop. And I can tell you right now, it's doable within a few months at a very maximum. You could probably do it in a month or two if you start lining up people that you can refill for right away, even before the ink refill stations get to you. Again, my name's Andy the Inkster Writer. It's about 8:42 here Eastern Time. I want to take the time out to ask, if you have questions, feel free to type them into the chat bar. Let me see what I can do to help you answer them. I'm more than happy to do whatever I can. But again, if you know other folks that are founders that have originally taken part in things and have fallen off, have lost interest, have decided to move on, have them let us know that. If they've decided they want to activate but they haven't done so yet, let them know they need to. Again, CEO@InkWayUSA.com. If you haven't, please make sure you do. I want you along for the ride. I want to make this a great thing for all of us. So does Lenny. But we need your participation, we need your help, and we're looking forward to working with you. Again, in the chat bar, if you have any questions, let me know now. I'll take private questions or public questions, whichever way, and I'm happy to take them in whenever you want to start punching them in there. I highly doubt I did such a great job that you don't have questions, but if I did, that's awesome. Anyone out there have any questions? Oh, wow. Well, I don't see anybody typing. I'm going to give it another 10 seconds here. It's amazing with the crowd we had here tonight that there aren't any questions after all this. But again, anything you do come up with in the meantime or between now and tomorrow or now and next week, CEO@InkWayUSA.com, best way to get hold of us. You can leave a message on the main line, 559-434-1000, 559-434-1000. But again, I really think the best way to get hold of us is via the CEO@InkWayUSA.com. And if you leave us your name and your phone number, we will be glad to call you back. It'll get you a call back a lot faster than leaving in the voice archives. You could, easily get a person live, but you may also get pushed into voicemail. And a lot of people are a little slower to get called back unless we get an email that goes with it. So.